Finally, we're on the final reset of this stupid Divine Party Castle Part 1. And this is the first reset where we're actually going to be able to finish this event. So, you may have seen some of my previous posting, but I've had to find the key in the final chest of every single level in this event, which means that I have not missed a single reset, and it took 100% of resets to finish this event. But finally we get the key for the singular epic dragon that I wanted from this event. So children, before you go, hear this. Aphrodite is mighty, but is caught in the throes of a love gone wrong. You understand, Aphrodite? Perhaps you can help it. Seek out Ares tonight in the woods. This is Aphrodite's true love. I am sure the Dragon of Love will aid you in return for your favour. Aphrodite will grant us a love favour? Well, Eliza, why don't you go on home? I can handle this one. I'm brave enough. No, I think I will stick around, Nedders. All's fair in love and war, isn't it? So, finally, after the entire week, there is this Imperial egg dragon. I'm kinda done with needing to log in for 100% of resets to get a singular epic dragon. It does mean the event's done for me, but I didn't even need any of the Aphrodite pieces. I literally played this entire event for an entire week for a single epic. But yeah, this was literally my luck. This was me trying to complete the event as quickly as possible. So, yeah, there were 2 fights that I couldn't do, so I skipped them, but they were only like 700 currency each. But this event had big problems. Really big problems. Yes, it seems like if you hit 100% of resets and collect 100% of the points for every single reset, because I think I only missed about 400 points for the whole event, it seems to be just about doable, but it's literally on the brink of being pay to win. Because, again, if I'd have missed a single reset in the whole week, maybe I slept for an hour too long, maybe I was too busy one day and I had to go somewhere for any reason, that's it. The event is not doable for me. So, I don't know, dudes. It seems like there is a severe issue with the balancing of this event, and I don't want to alarm anyone, but generally speaking, during these divine festivals, the second castle event that we get is usually more difficult. So I hope that that's not the case. But while we are here, I did just want to talk about the actual issues in case it goes anywhere. I don't expect anyone to actually listen at Gameloft, but when this is happening, this should never happen. But unfortunately, this is the experience of a very, very big portion of the community. Because up to level 3, everyone's expected on average to have to open up every single chest. That's actual maths doing that. Level 4 and 5, the percentage to get the key drop goes up to 15%, which still means that most people will have to open up all 5 chests on these levels to progress. Level 6 is the first level where you're actually expected to get the key before the final chest, but as you can see, a certain percentage of players still will not get the key until their final chest, and it will legitimately take them until the final reset of the event to finish. Now, imagine if you were someone that had, say, 4 elements that you didn't have on your team, or maybe 5 elements. You probably will not be able to do this event. And again, this one was as close to pay to win as you can possibly get without it actually being legitimately pay to win. But I understand that my experience was an unlucky one. Don't get me wrong, I understand that. But the problem is, there is a certain portion of the player base that will have the same luck as me. And why did I attack him? I have no idea. Whatever, I'm annoyed. I shouldn't have done that. This is what I get for molding, I guess. But yeah, a certain percentage of players are just going to get the same luck that I did for this event. And most players are going to miss at least one reset. Maybe that be for life reasons, maybe that be for schedule reasons. If you have events where players have to log in for 100% of resets to have a chance at finishing, that makes your event pay to win. Sorry, and you've got to remember that I was capable of getting 100% of the breeding points because I had extra dem relics, and I was capable of doing all the battles. Not everyone is in that position, especially newer players. They cannot do that. Especially with the new energy changes, because I mean, some people are saying that you can do it without overcharge energy, as in do the final levels worth of resets without overcharge energy. I don't think you can, especially not if you're on level 6 for multiple days. That I think everyone needs a stockpile of at least like 200 energy to have a good shot. But, you know, if you are someone like me that logs in pretty much like on the reset timer, because that's just, you know, you wake up at a certain time and then there's going to be a reset pretty much straight away afterwards, then you're not going to have enough battle energy to do the fights. But, you know, I've been posting through the event generally my luck, or I guess lack of it, but when I say that I'm not the only player that has luck like in this event, I'm being serious. There is a good portion of the DML community that's had the same luck as me this time because of how low the odds are to find the keys in the levels. And I don't understand why this event was released like this when we did work out before the events even started that the drop rates were bad. And yet they released it anyway. It feels like we're doing the whole treasure hunt thing all over again and just, like, not caring how poorly balanced these events are anymore. Like, they changed this castle event. Fixed it, apparently. Doesn't seem fixed anything. It seems worse everything. Like, at least before, even if you got really bad luck, it used to give, like, a day leeway. Clearly, we don't have that anymore with this event. So, I seriously hope that they've considered this with the balancing going into the Castle event Part 2, because if not, and the Castle event Part 2 is more difficult than the first one, which historically in DML has always been the case, it's not going to be doable by quite a lot of people. And, I'm not being insane when I say that majority of people are still on level 5, and then, or they're just on level 6 now, and they're not going to get all the pieces of Aphrodite. We're lucky that they're bringing out some of them in the whale, but I think there's an inherent issue with event balancing at the moment that Gameloft are clearly ignoring, or they're doing on purpose. And I don't know why. It's like they're trying to annoy people. Like, they are genuinely... They used to do it anyway, to try and invoke spending. I get it. That's the free-to-play mobile game model. But they're really going out of their way to try and make this experience as painful as possible for a lot of players, from the looks of it. But... who knows? I don't know whether it's, at this point, intentional, or if it's just, I guess, being bad at balancing. I'd like to assume that it's not intentionally being terrible for the players, but I don't think that's the case. I think it's intentional. But yeah, this was my rant, considering that it has just been... This isn't even talking about how enjoyable the event is as a whole. Now there's no reason to even do maps or look at the maps because everything costs the same. Now it's just absolutely boring because everything is like the exact same cost. No brain, no think, just go somewhere, bro. There's absolutely no thought. It's the same quests as always, except now your success is very much determined by how good your RNG is. Which, don't know about you, but I thought most players didn't like that. Don't know, maybe I'm going insane. But yeah, I'm not had a good experience with this event at all. It does worry me how the next event is gonna be. Like, seriously, I worry about the balancing on the castle event part 2. And of course, a lot of us did go into this castle event with all that extra battle energy. So I think that a lot of players are going to get a massive wake-up call when it comes to the second castle if the points haven't been balanced properly. Like, all that they needed to do was increase the amount of battle points that we could get from 25 to 50 or 75 per battle. And then it would not solve it completely, because you're still going to get players that don't have enough energy, but for the most part, that's going to make it doable for most players. Like, not everyone's got a super high level portal, not everyone's got overcharge energy because they don't know to plan for it, and in those cases, those players probably didn't do very well in this event, and we gotta do 2 of them. So, yeah. I said it recently-ish when we got the other... I didn't mean to attack him, I wanted to hit the polar bear, damn it. But yeah, I did say when we had treasure hunt and all of that going on, I don't like being negative about the game. They're just giving a lot of reasons to be negative recently. Like, they're really going out of their way to make this game as unfun as physically possible. That's what it feels like to me. That's not what I want this game to be. I want this game to not be that. But that's the state that we're in right now. Again, I don't know. I don't think that events should require 100% login rates for a single epic dragon, personally. But apparently they do. So that's the current era DML that we're left with. So that is my rant, I guess, for today. It wasn't really much of a rant, it was more so just explaining why I think that it was absolute ass, but, you know, not the first time I have had or voiced my disdain at a DML event. I just wish that it wasn't like it is. Is it so much to ask and say that I just wish it wasn't so bad sometimes? There's no reason to do what they did. There's no reason, apart from money. Trying to force money out of the whales mainly, because it's like, for the regular player, it's not going to affect them. They're not going to spend on the castle event anyway. It's mainly just the whales that spend on stuff like castle events these days, or, you know, new players that don't understand and they think that spending on the castle events is going to help them a lot. It won't. Not unless you buy one of the huge bundles anyway. But I guess for now, we'll look forward to potentially a new dungeon week, because, of course, we're going to have Imperial with level 6 Earth soon, and I'm really excited to see how he plays out. But Imperial does still, at this point, need some more buffage, as in, he's a higher level than the rest of my team at the moment, but he needs to be a higher level because he doesn't have as much enchantment on him, which means that he's actually quite a few levels behind. I think it's 4 levels behind. So when we get Imperial sorted, we can start messing around with the, you know, some of the potentially really crazy good dungeon runs. I don't think Imperial is actually going to be a major difference to the dungeon team, all things considered, which is actually kind of why I wanted to add Freya to the team. I didn't in the end, because, you know, the people, I will go with the people's vote, but I don't think Imperial is going to be the game changer that some people thought he was going to be. I think a lot of people look at the Ancient Divines and they go, OMG, it's big god Ancient Divine, super strong, and they just assume that it's going to, like, suddenly make your dungeon team the best thing in the world. But, you know, Erlang Shen has his issues, but one of the benefits of Erlang Shen, for instance, in this dungeon week, was the fact that a lot of the dragons resist Void. And so that means that I can essentially use Erlang Shen to finish all of those weak attack quests. Not all of them, obviously, but a good chunky of them we can do. This dungeon week is a really annoying dungeon week, though, because most of the dragons end up using the Earth skill, and then you can't kill them in one shot, and then you can't do the 3 attack hit quests, which is very annoying, like in this instance, but, you know, we've been getting through it. I think I've opened like 7 multiple open chests this week, which is not that many, but did manage to get Scarf, so I'm happy. I guess in terms of general game, everything else has been fine. It's just that castle event that's really, really put me off this week. And again, it's not just the fact that I got bad luck on the castle event that annoys me, it's the fact that it was made like that at all that annoys me. Because it's like, whatever, I've played castle events for years now. Like, I've dealt with the castle events for a long time. I understand that some of them are probably going to be bad. It's the newer players, those that aren't very familiar with these castle events, that are going to struggle. Because they don't understand them yet, because they haven't played them. And then we're just expecting them to, you know, do these events that require 100% login rates. And they're going to look at that and go, that's insane. Like, why would anyone ever expect that their players have to log in for every single reset to get a single epic? It's ridiculous. And some people will still defend it somehow. I don't know how. I genuinely do not know how some people defend that. Oh god, he's gonna kill me. Maybe not. Maybe we'll be fine. Every time I see Pipe Dragon, I think I cry a little bit. Too many bad experiences with this Pipe Dragon in the dungeon before. At least he doesn't have the scary upgrade this time. Still don't like him. But we'll continue with our dungeon for now. I at least want to get up to 2k. Then we'll probably open a chest, and that's probably going to be the final dungeon runny that we can do for now. So I guess we will await the final castle week, which could be absolutely terrible. It could be even worse than this one. So this is my warning to you. Get prepared. And even if you got lucky in this event, doesn't mean you're going to get lucky in the next one. So you may look at some people that got bad RNG this time and go, ha 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 ha, look at you getting destroyed by RNGesus. I'm so glad that isn't me. Yeah, we all think that until it becomes us. That's all I'm saying. Might seem cute now, cute and funny right now, but you're not going to be saying that when it happens to you, my friend. But let's do a couple more Killerinos here, get through this, and actually I can't be bothered to do any more for now. Let's go open that final MOC, and we get 10. Really? 10. Well, I guess it's better than 0, and we should definitely go and spend those quickly, because again, the chests are going to swap over in just a few hours time, so make sure you use all of your chest tickets, all of them, and then you'll get new ones. I'm up to just over 1,000, which, considering I wasn't grinding too much, that's about what I'd expect in this event at this point. Maybe if we get a better dungeon week next week or the week after, we'll do some more, like, extra grinding, which, now that we've got Emerger, maybe even easier. We'll see. We'll see. But I do appreciate you joining me here today, whether you had the same castle experience as me or not. Maybe you got super lucky, maybe you didn't. If you did have the same experience to me, I understand. This has been a bad event overall. Like, if I had to give it a rating on how enjoyable and fun this event feels when this sort of thing happens, I'd say it's about a 2 out of 10. Maybe a 1 out of 10. It's just, there's nothing positive for me to say about this event. It's just been terrible. It's been no-brain, terrible, boring, annoying. I will never spend on a castle event again if they're going to be like this. Not that I ever did anyway, but I'm certainly not going to. Anyway, good luck if you're doing any breeding, and I guess I will see you in the rest of the week.